Okay guys, so I'm gonna show you how to make a pea pesto. This is inspired by the huge pile of basil that we have growing on the deck. And I know it's not actually a pesto because I'm not using any nuts. You can add them if you want to. So basically it's like a dip. But I just like the name, pea pesto. We're gonna use a bunch of fresh basil, and I'm gonna add mint because summer, and it's really light and fresh when you do that. A bunch of organic peas. These are semi-thawed out because I didn't have them out long enough. Usually I put them in the fridge from frozen, and they're partway there because it's super hot out today. And then I'm gonna use cashew yogurt, so unsweetened plain forager. Sometimes I use almond, sometimes I use cashew. It doesn't matter, just make sure it's not vanilla because that's not the vibe we're going for. Okay, then we'll need some garlic. This is the garlic that I get from the store that's already peeled, frozen, or it's not frozen, it's fresh. I put it in the freezer so it lasts a long time. And then we're going to use lemon and Himalayan sea salt. So I'm first just gonna start with the yogurt and spoon it in. Oops. You can do as much as you want. So it depends how big of a batch you want, but I love this for dressings and dips. So we'll do that much. And then I'm going to do let's do one more baby one. There you go, garlic. The basil I already rinsed, so just toss it in. And then a little bit of mint. It's okay if you do a little of the stem. Okay, maybe a lot of mint. Then we're gonna do the peas. Usually I do like 2 cups, or again, just eyeball it. And then we'll start with half of a lemon to brighten this up and make it super fresh and light. And then salt to taste. Okay, now we blend it. This is what it looked like the first blend. So it's super thick, and I'm gonna add a little more yogurt and maybe a splash of water to thin it out. And then I forgot my scallions. So you can chop them or just toss those in as well. So this has been cooking for actually 13 minutes, just on simmer. So we're gonna see, and this is perfect because you wanna see those little holes in the bottom. That means you're right on track, you're right on time, and it's almost done. So I can still hear a little bit of water underneath the quinoa that's cooking. but that's fine. So all you do now is turn the burner all the way off, put the lid back on, and then move your pan to a different burner and let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. You really can't mess it up at this point, and it's going to finish cooking, and then when we open it again, it should be really fluffy, and I'll use a fork to show you. Okay, and then 10 minutes later, look at that. Fluffy quinoa, perfect for all the things. I don't always use oil, but I'm going to use a little bit of avocado spray on top of this and let it start to heat up. You can totally let your pan heat up first, or you do it the fast way, like me. So I'm gonna let this heat up, and if it's sauteing well, I'll just leave the lid off, or I might use my pot filler and add a little water and then put the lid on. So either way is fine. Okay guys, so everything is done. We're gonna put together this quinoa salad. So I have my fluffy quinoa. And actually, let me change one thing. I'm gonna show you another tip. Let me grab a bowl. The tip is to not mix your final product in the actual serving bowl, because it'll get a little messy. So if you want it to look really pretty, we'll toss it together in a different bowl and then put it in the official bowl. So I have a few things left to chop, but I'm gonna just do this as we go. So first we're gonna toss in part of the quinoa, and this was just 1 cup dry to 2 cups water, and there's a lot left in here, which is really nice. You could even cook more than this at the beginning of your week if you wanna have extra quinoa to use in different recipes. So we just have plain cooked quinoa here. And I chopped up some grape tomatoes, half a cucumber, and a red pepper. So we'll put some of this in. Now you could make this for yourself for lunch, or if you wanted to take this to a family dinner like I usually do, I would use my bigger bowl than this. That's the smallest. I have 2 bigger sizes. And then another way that you can make this go further is to add leafy greens. So you could do chopped spinach or just mixed greens, something else that would make it more of like a salad, but this is fine. So there's always all these options, right? And we're going to use this pea dressing that we made, but just to make it really pretty, we're gonna do a few more fresh herbs. So I have some flat leaf parsley here, and I'll chop that up, get some of these stems off. I don't mind the stems if I'm blending or juicing, but if it's in a dish that I want to look nicer, then I'll leave the stems away. Okay, so parsley, do as much or little as you want. We'll do a little bit extra basil because I literally have enough to feed the neighborhood. wish everything grew like basil, especially like bananas. I wish I can grow bananas on my deck. Okay, so chiffonade, you roll it up, cut that stem, slice it thinly on the diagonal. That's how it looks like, those pretty ribbons. Okay, what do we have left? Oh, 1 onion, scallion, which we do have in the dressing, but it's sort of like double exposure. So you pull out some of the flavors that are in the dressing as sort of a foreshadowing to what's in it. So another thing you could do is add green peas, since this is made primarily of peas and then the yogurt, the vegan yogurt. And this looks amazing. I have my other half of the lemon just to put on the very top to finish as well. And you could do that, you know, if you're gonna serve it right away, or you could do it and then set it in the fridge. This salad is awesome because it could be cold or room temperature. And since it's summer, it might be nice to have it a little more chilled. And then I'm going to put like 1 or 2 radishes just because I have them and it's a little bit of a fun difference. So thinly slice. Obviously just leave this out if you don't have any radish. Maybe I'll just do 1 because radishes, not everybody loves. Okay, so radish, tomato, pepper, herbs, cucumber, quinoa, and now a little bit of, oh shoot, here's what we're gonna do. Put a little bit of the dressing on, and then I forgot I have the cooked zucchini and yellow squash in my pan behind me. So this looks like a green goddess dressing, honestly, you guys, but it's lighter. Yum. Okay, this smells so good. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of the zucchini and yellow squash. Okay. Okay, so we have like this much. These were little when I had them in the bag, so I just chopped them as small as I could, and then they cooked a little bit faster. And you also don't want to have huge like variation in the sizes of your ingredients. So since the peppers are gonna be diced small and the cucumbers, try to make it all uniform, and then it's easier to eat as well. And there you go. So, quinoa vegetable salad with basil, and then I'm gonna squeeze just a little bit of fresh lemon over the top, and that's it, all done. So perfect for a summer dinner or a side or a meal in itself.